Good morning, everybody. It is July 9th. I'm a few seconds early. Just wanted to get situated. I'm here alone with my doggie, so I wanted to make sure she has what she needs and everything is smooth. I am so excited to pick up our conversation last week about image, about gastric bypass. So about plastic surgery, about what happened to me today standing in my birthday suit at the kitchen sink, all of it. I got some stories for you. So we're going to give everybody some time to get on. It is officially 10 o'clock right now. So if you're on, give me a shout out. I'm able to see like a normal Facebook Live platform who's actually on. So if my fan's bothering you or you can't hear me or whatever, give me some feedback and we'll kind of work some of those kinks out. Hi, Star. Thank you for joining me. Yes, I'm sure you want to know what happened to me in my birthday suit at the kitchen sink this morning. So, okay, we're going to pick up our conversation. Last week, we're kicking off this month of Baby, You're a Firework. This is all about our image. It's all about getting to the root of why we like ourselves, don't like ourselves, why we keep striving, who set the bar, who's telling us we have to be a certain way. So we're having an awesome conversation. I definitely want your feedback. I definitely want to hear what you have to say. So again, last week, so we talked a little bit. I had gastric bypass 15 years ago. So for those of you tuning on because of that, here's a little bit of a snapshot of my images through the past 15 years. Like I said last week, it's safe to say that struggling with image and weight and all that crap has been something I have literally done majority of my life, most of my life. And so I am, again, not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I've arrived. And like I said last week, based on appearance, some people might say, what's this chick even talking about? But I know what I'm talking about when it comes underneath the hood, what's happening below the surface. So I want to hear from you today. I want to tell you my stories. I want to hear how it went for you doing the Baby, You're a Firework affirmations. So we launched the day before, a couple of days before the 4th of July. And so every time you heard a firework, you were supposed to give yourself positive affirmation. I want to know how that went. So go fill up on your coffee, Star. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Those of you that are joining, give me a shout out. Please give me your feedback because later on we're going to address how it went when we gave ourselves positive affirmations. I'm going to tell you how I walked in confidence here, how I walked in confidence here, kind of, and how I am walking in confidence today. So let's get started. Let's talk about the way that we think. Go get your coffee. Let's meet right back. All right. So thank you for joining me again. Today is July 9th, and we are doing a whole month focus on Baby, You're a Firework. So this is going to be all about image. Self-image, self-hatred, loving ourselves, the way that we think, the way that we process. Last week, we had great conversation about the 3 brains. And so most of what I'm going to talk about this whole month is going to center on and bring us back to alignment. It's going to bring us back to how we think, how we feel, and how we believe. Because we have 3 brains. If they're all on different pages, then we are never going to see change. We are never going to advance. We're never going to move forward. So again, in keeping with dieting and health and all the image stuff, this is a great conversation for us to have about why we keep yo-yo dieting. Why do we keep going around the same thing? So we're going to cover all of that. But today I want to tell you really quickly what happened to me standing at the kitchen sink in my birthday suit. So I have a bad foot. I mean, I might as well just disclose everything that's good and bad and ugly about me. I mean, that's what this whole month's about. So I have a bad foot. And if you know me, you may see me on Facebook post pictures of shoes asking permission from more fashionable people if I could actually wear those shoes, or are they too grandma-ish or whatever. And so when I find a pair of shoes, it's like, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Anyway, so I remembered these shoes that I wanted that weren't in the store. I had to order to get them in white. They came in and they were just going to help my summer just be more comfortable and better and still look somewhat fashionable, because that is important to me. Anyway, these shoes came in. I was going to wear them today, and I remember they had big black spots on the heel. I must have hit something in my car, or I mean on the tip of my toe. So before I jumped in the shower, I went to the sink, got some Clorox in the dark because I didn't want anybody looking at me through my picture window in my birthday suit. I didn't have my contacts in, so I couldn't see because I had put on eyelash serum and growth stuff for my eyelashes. So I'm standing in my birthday suit in the dark with no contacts on. Where am I going with this? I'm going to bring this full circle for you. I'm scrubbing and scrubbing and dipping them in Clorox and dipping them in Clorox. And the bottom line is, when I finally got somewhere where the light was on and when I finally got my contacts in, I realized I absolutely ruined my shoe, both of my shoes, because I didn't realize what I was doing by dipping in them in Clorox, that I was defacing them altogether, thinking the shoes were perfectly white. Anyway, what does this have to do with anything? The challenge for this month and the goal for this month is to turn the lights on and get a lens perspective, because there are a lot of us that are looking for things to be better. There are a lot of us who are searching for happiness, and we don't understand why we can't find it. And a lot of times it's right in front of our face and we're in the dark and we can't see. And so the goal for this month is to challenge one another to flip some lights on and just hear some different information to help you see a little differently. As soon as I flipped the lights on and as soon as I got my contacts in, I absolutely knew I had made a fatal mistake and ruined the blessing of my good, comfortable shoe. So today I just start by saying, let's just take a deep breath and say, help me, God, help me today to be open to a new perspective and to be open for you to illuminate some of the dark areas of my life so that I can move forward, so that I can get what I want, achieve what I'm setting out for, and stop circling and chasing my tail. So that's just our beginning thing this morning. Again, welcome. Thank you for joining us. 330 Media. Whole thing is about helping us to think our best, feel our best, and believe our best, which if you were with us last week, you know that has to do with the flow of our brains and alignment. So look, now let me just revisit a couple of things, because this is about image. I love wearing makeup. I'm going to continue to wear the eyelash serum, even though sometimes it does hurt my contacts. That's not a problem for me. I've processed through that. So look, this whole thing is not about saying makeup's wrong, being worried about what your hair looks like is wrong, being conscientious of your clothes or enjoying fashion is wrong, unless it is. Okay, so this month is about striking a balance between what is fun and enjoyable, and I just really enjoy girly, fashionable things, and then maybe where has it gotten out of alignment and it actually is an issue for me. So look, all the girly, fun, fashionable things are not a problem unless they are. We need the lights turned on. We need a lens changed to possibly help discover when they're wrong. Okay, so that's a totally side note. Firework song, again, that's our theme this week. So let's just move into it. Last week, I asked you the $1 million question. Are you out of alignment? So the question for that was this. My big theme, and something you will hear me often ask, is about alignment. It's about clarity. It's about, are you moving forward? We highlighted these things last week. If you're out of alignment, you're going to know it, just like you do with your car. When your car needs aligned, You could be riding down the road and it's pulling this way. And if you didn't force it to stay on the road, you would end up somewhere a little bit off center from where you were headed. The same thing is true with us. You can be moving forward, even in a diet plan. Okay. You could be doing intermittent fasting, logging your calories, and all of that stuff. And this is speaking to me. And when I find myself falling off the wagon, just stopping, not being able to continue, my alignment and what originally started me in that passion to look better or feel better could be letting me know something more is happening. You've got something more going on. Look, there are some people who are thin eaters. This is not possibly an issue for them at all. And so they can jump on and off of diet plans and just want to get healthy. And it's about 5 pounds. I'm finally getting to that place where that's what it is for me. But again, dieting isn't a problem unless it is. Not dieting isn't a problem unless it is. We have to find out when it is and what it is. Okay, so let me stay focused. How is your alignment? If you are drifting off course, there's a good chance that you're out of alignment. If you're not open to people speaking into your life, giving you feedback, flipping the lights on, saying, hey, this is how you affect a room. Hey, this is what's going on. If you're not open to anything, being honest with yourself, clarity about really wanting to focus in on what's going on below the hood, you're going to continue to struggle with life, period. That's my opinion. The other thing was, are you moving forward? We're wired for advancement. Our hands move forward, our eyes move forward, our feet are facing forward. We don't work behind our backs. When we do, it's a struggle. Just fastening our bra, whatever the case may be. We are wired to move forward. So if you're moving in circles, there's a very, very good chance you're chasing your tail. Literally, you're chasing something behind you that you've not resolved, not gotten healed from, and not moved on from. And it's why you're moving in a circle, why you're yo-yo dieting, why you're not advancing. We are wired to advance. And when we're not, something's going on. So again, this month is about asking you some questions to help you discover what might be going on. So before you go under the knife for gastric bypass, breast implants, plastic surgery, I don't care if it's eyebrow tattoos, which I've also had. Before you do any of that, because you think it's going to make you happy, we have to get to the root of what's really going on beneath the hood. So today's challenge is going to be, how are you thinking? So all right, we're all caught up. If you're joining me, give me some feedback. Again, your challenge this last week was to give yourself positive affirmation every time you heard a firework go off. I want to know how that went for you. Were you able to do that? And I'm going to tell you why I didn't do it. And I'm going to tell you what I learned about myself and was reminded about because of that challenge. So all right, let me take a second because my husband's giving me positive affirmation. Thank you so much, my love. So, okay, all right, I'm going to go to Brittany in a second. So for right now, here's what happened to me. When the 4th of July fireworks were going off, I was getting ticked off. Okay. Why right now? Why are you doing this? How long are you going to do it? Why is it so loud? And as I was like 2 days into hearing these fireworks and being negative and complaining about it, I remembered, oh crap, my challenge to the community of people watching this was to give myself positive affirmation. And I got so caught up in being annoyed that I couldn't even participate. And then the Lord reminded me of something he had shared with me a while ago, and it was about magnets. Okay. And I was going to have magnets here, but how many of you know you can look at the same junk in a junk drawer, and then all of a sudden when you need it, you can't find it. So I couldn't find my magnets, but you understand the negative and positive connection in magnets. Okay. So when they're both facing for a connection, boom, they come to connection. When one of them is flipped over, there's an absolute resistance. And I know as little kids, and even now, there's a fascination to wanting to make this connection, and they're so close. But even though they're little, you really cannot overpower it. You cannot make connection happen when the magnets are not set up to receive each other. So, big revelation about why I could not positively affirm myself when the fireworks were going off. How am I tying that all in? My question is, how are you thinking? And are you able to receive positive affirmation? When it's coming at you, are you able to receive it? So this has a lot to do with how we think, what we are thinking. So look, a lot of us spend most of our time. Well, first of all, let me say this. How many of you had times when you would be getting ready for school? Maybe it's picture day and you're like, I hate my hair. I hate this outfit, yelling at your mom that everything she bought you sucks. And your mom's like, but honey, you're beautiful. And you just want to punch her in the throat. How many of you, or am I just psychotic? How many of you have a husband, a spouse, a child even, that says, but mommy, you're so beautiful. And you're like, shut up. This is the concept of connection. This is the concept of how are you thinking and what are you feeling and what are you believing? And if you're not in alignment, then you're not going to be able to receive. It is so important. So does that make sense? Do you get that? So when we read the Bible, okay, and we can read that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that with God, all things are possible. We can read all these scriptures and we can know them up here. But when we see God coming at us with that, there's a resistance that comes over us, because what we believe is bull crap. That's good for everybody else. That don't happen to me. I've yet to find love that lasts. I'm not wonderful. Look at the size of my butt. I can't do this. Every time I try. See, when the truth comes at us and we're flipped over the wrong way, there's constant resistance. Now, look, I am a certified life coach, and I absolutely would love to chat with you about this, because I promise you there are people, places, and things that you have wanted that you have not gotten because you have been flipped over the wrong way and you have created a resistance. A lot of people would say you're sabotaging. Okay. People probably look at you and say, you sabotage your relationships. They go so well for so long and then poof, they disappear. You got a flipped over problem. You got a thinking problem, because things are coming at you that are possibly good and you're unable to receive them because you believe you don't deserve it. There's something going on underneath the hood. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a second. Desiree said, I want to say I went to an interview yesterday and they asked for good things about yourself, and I had such a hard time saying anything. It is such a hard process. Desiree, thank you for sharing. You are absolutely not alone. Women, I hope some men are watching this, but I'm pretty sure it's probably mostly women. Girls, we got to get a grip on this. Okay. So now for those of you, let me find out where I wanted to go with this. Okay. Because I could go so many places. What are you thinking and why are you sabotaging yourself? So now let me go back to my 3 brains. So if you saw this or you didn't, I could talk about this all day long. Okay. We have 3 brains. The mind is what we think. The heart is what we feel. The stomach is what we believe. Now, we're just talking about these 3 for right now. I know that you see kidneys on there and they are huge and they're the processor. Processing is what you would get in life coaching. It would be talking it out and actually helping you change the way that you think. But for right now, for what we're talking about here, let's just keep this a little bit more general. Your mind, you have 3 brains. Say that. I have 3 brains. The Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. I used to grow up thinking that if that meant if you had a glass of wine on Friday and went to church on Sunday, you were double-minded. A lot of people who maybe grew up in the church very strict or whatever the case may be, you thought double-minded meant hypocrite. If you're a hypocrite, you'll be unstable. For me, look, this is just Terry talking to you. I don't think that's what God is saying here. When he says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways, what I believe he's saying is this revelation, that if your brains aren't on the same page, you are going to be unstable. You are never going to advance. So if what you think and what you feel and what you believe are on completely different pages, you will not move forward. It has been proven that what we believe really holds the rein. So you can think all day long, I really think that this guy loves me. I really think that it's okay that I'm this size. I really think that it's okay. But if what you believe is the total opposite, he's going to leave me. Everybody leaves me. I'm never going to get what I want. You are creating the resistance. You can't see me, but you are creating the resistance in your life. Okay. The reason that you're circling, the reason you don't have clarity, the reason that you're pulling off of where you want to go is because you are out of alignment. Okay. You're unstable. Look, I told you my little illustration at the beginning, standing in my birthday suit at the kitchen sink. This month's about flipping some lights on. Some of us are just getting older. Time is escaping us. And one more dream is just like, one more bad relationship, one more thing is happening. And I assure you, you are not going to find this happiness in a diet, in plastic surgery, in a new set of boobs, a new set of eyebrows. You are not going to find it there. You are only going to find it when what you think and what you believe or feel and what you believe are on the same page. So now, last week, I shared a quote from a friend of mine. She has an awesome blog. It's called Britt Blazes Her Trail. And in her one statement about, she had done an article on connection. And one of the things that she said that really blew my mind was this: we were created with an innate need for connection. In fact, connection is such a crucial part of our existence. It's actually been proven as the antidote for addiction. Mind-blowing. If we aren't living connected, we are more vulnerable to attach ourselves to the things in life that promise satisfaction but fail to deliver. Healthy relationships are a key component to living a fulfilling life, and healthy relationships begin with self-acceptance. Connection is such a crucial part of existence. It's actually been proven that it's the antidote to addiction. Look, even if your addiction is bad relationships, even if your addiction is any relationship, even if your addiction is shopping or food or eating, that statement and that proven information, you can click that link on her Britt Blazes Her Trail. You can click that link and it will take you to the proven information that connection could solve your addiction issue, no matter what your addiction issue is. So look, this concept that if you could, like for me, the challenge was, baby, you're a firework. Okay. So our challenge was through this 4th of July that every time you heard a firework, you were to say something positive. I couldn't do it because I was so annoyed by the noise. When your mom, when your spouse, when your child, when God says that you are enough and you reject it, you are repelling connection on any deep level that will last. When you are repelling connection, you are churning addiction. You are making yourself crave fulfillment to such a degree that you're running after anything to solve your problem. But that's not the problem. I want to talk to anybody personally that this is resonating with. It's resonating with me. Look, I'm not a master at this. This is just stuff that I have been processing through, and God has been helping me with to find my own freedom in all of this. But connection is so true. So look, if you think positive, okay, positive affirmations are beautiful, but they have to go from the mind to the heart. Okay. A lot of what we try to do in relationship and even just in ourselves is to avoid the feeling. The three brains are so crucial because of the role that they each play. So the mind is, yes, it's what you think. Okay. So what you think about what you think about your daughter. Okay. The big challenge is wonder if somebody talked to your daughter or your niece or your grandchild the way you talk to you. Okay. So if we work on our thinking and we just start to say, okay, I'm going to change the way we think because of what Terry said, and I am amazing, and God has a plan for me, and I can change the way I think. Okay. We have that process, this funnel, this alignment has to go down to the heart. It has to become a feeling for us. And we have to stay here for a minute or two. Okay. We have to stay here. If that becomes a conflict for this, ask why. Let it bring up some anger. Let it bring up an 8th grade teacher or a bully in 2nd grade. Get pissed. It has to create some kind of emotion, some kind of feeling. Either you're going to get all warm and fuzzy and say, yes, absolutely. And you're ready to go right down to believe, and boom, there's the power. Or you're going to get stuck right here and you're going to say, I cannot move any further from this. I can't get past the feeling because I've shut it off. I've shut off the feeling because that means I'm going to have to talk about that SOB ex-husband of mine. See, the past, the chasing the tail, the reason we keep going back when we're designed to move forward, it's because we keep going back there. We may not think we are because it looks a little different. But if you're circling the same topics, if you're circling the same diet plan so that you could find happiness, there is something back there you have not resolved. And your little you or your yesterday you is trying to say, chick, let's deal with this. It's not enough to think it. You have to give yourself the opportunity to resolve what the feeler is doing for you. Okay. So then when you get those two, now all of a sudden it can drop down into your gut. And what's going to fuel your change is, I believe this. I believe I'm a firework. I believe I'm going to light up the sky, and anybody who don't like what I'm wearing when I do it can just kiss off. You're going to have the power and the energy and the change to do it. Is that exciting? Look, this is so simple. This is so simple. I say to myself every day, it's so simple, Terry. It's not easy. But come on, it's all about alignment. Everything that God does is about alignment. God is speaking in everything. Most things start and they trickle down, and it's about alignment, whether it's your car, whether it's your back, whether it's your neck. So look. What do we think about that? Let me see what somebody's going to tell me what they think about all that. Brittany loves that. Of course you do, Britt. I got your email right up on the wall. This is great stuff. So look, are you connecting? Are you connecting? And it starts with you. Are you able to look in the mirror and say things to yourself that you will actually receive and believe? And when you say it, do a little self-examination. How do I feel about that? What does that really produce in me? What is that really making me feel? So the challenge this week is to look in the mirror and see where your connection level is. See where you are at in your connection. See where you have been pulled off course. Where did things go wrong? What are you chasing behind you? Look, this month, if you're looking for much more than these 3 things that we're just going to talk about in different formats, because look, it doesn't deviate much beyond this. Where's your alignment? Are you being honest with yourself? And if you're chasing your tail, what's back there? We have to get to the root of what's back there. So Sharon said, Jesus died on the cross so we'd be set free. He already paid the price. Come into alignment with what he has for you. Amen, Sharon. Brittany said, I think we need to validate the hurt little girl or little boy we keep going back to. That's where healing begins. That is absolutely the truth. Look, there's a lot of people that because the feeler is shut down, okay, this is what we need to understand. The feeler is being shut down. And so what we think and what we want to believe, we can't reconcile. We can't bring together because what we feel, we ain't even going to go to. We don't even want to talk about the disappointments, the abuse, failed diets, being made fun of, clothes that don't fit, not being accepted. We don't even want to go there. It's taking all that's in us just to stay alive. Look, we have to go there. We have to validate that. And look, I promise you, we don't have to stay there forever. Again, just to plug this, because I'm not going to lead you to this place and then say you're on your own. Look, I am a personal life coach. I love to talk about this. I could be a safe place for you to blow off all the steam that you want to and get things out in the open and help you dissect what you need to deal with, what you need to chat with, and what you just need to get over. Some of it is rooted in forgiveness, and we're just going to talk about all that this month. But the Unleashed Healing Center, you can call 330-965-6000. We want to help you find out what you're chasing behind you. What is it that's keeping you shut down from what you think? Because again, it is not enough to think it and think it's going to bring any change. Because look, if thinking it brought change, we'd all be millionaires. We'd all be thin. We'd all be healthier. We'd all be in the perfect relationship. Thinking it don't mean nothing. Thinking it, yes, it is the start. Look, intentionality, again, we're talking about this process right now, not creating a doctrine for every avenue of what our thoughts have power over. But for me and what I'm presenting you is these 3 brains and where we're at in alignment. So Brittany said, I want to hear what she said. Yes, we disconnect from our feeler because it's painful, and that's why we can't connect otherwise. That is so true. So look, we're gonna leave with this, just to requote this that Brittany put on her. Let me put it up here. Brittany, where's she at? Brittany Blazes her trail. This is such a powerful statement. Look, the challenge for you this week is, how are you connecting? Are you able to receive love? Not are you able to receive it because there's something wrong with you. You are wired to receive love, okay? The only reason there would be something wrong with you is, like I shared earlier, you need the lights turned on and you need a new lens change. You need to see yourself differently. You need to see your situation differently. The magnets, okay? Magnets connect when they're set the right way to receive each other. When one of them's flipped over and one is giving and not receiving, then there's resistance. So when God tells us, when your husband tells you, when your wife tells you, when your kids tell you, your mom tells you, your dad tells you, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're good at that, and you go, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. First off, if you think that's humble, it's not helping your cause at all. Ask yourself, why can't I receive? I remember being young and my sister-in-law challenged me with that. Anybody would say I had nice hair or I had this, or your automatic thing was to say, no, sir. No, sir. And so if you are not able to receive compliments and let them go into you, You've got a flipped over problem. You got a connection problem. And it's a very good chance that it's the reason you're addicted to certain things. Shopping, TV, eating, food, surgeries that will make you feel better, look better, think you're going to be happier. It starts with what you're receiving. So again, this quote, it's actually been proven that the antidote for that connection, all right, let me just say it from the beginning. In fact, connection is so crucial. It's a part of our existence. It's actually been proven as the antidote for addiction. If we aren't living connected, we are more vulnerable to attach ourselves to things in life that promise satisfaction but fail to deliver. Look, if you're on your second marriage, third marriage, fifth relationship, if all the relationships around you are broken, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because you're not receiving. You're sabotaging. And some of the sabotage is that you just choose the wrong people to be around. Again, look, that's going to take me into life coaching and off of the image thing. But a good portion for right now, we're going to leave it with the fact that you are sabotaging. So look, everybody take a deep breath. Again, don't be surprised. We're going to focus all month on this whole brain issue and connection. And again, I would love somebody who's gutsy enough to come on here and dialogue with me and just kind of be somebody that we can talk some of this out for everybody to see. If you would be that transparent, I'm open to any of that. Somebody's so inspired, they want to come on and they want to share. I'm not a lone ranger. I would love to be doing this with you. So yes, everybody take a deep, deep breath and imagine your magnet inside. Okay. So let's just imagine all three of our brains, our mind, our heart, and our gut are magnets. And some of them are like teetering on flipping over. Some of them are just flat out not in the receiving mode. And some of your, one or two of your brains might be in a place to receive. And I just declare right now that your body and God is going to tell you which ones are flipped over. You're not going to have to wonder which brain is out of alignment and where you need to focus. So we take a deep breath. We imagine our three brains and we say, okay, show me the brain that's flipped the wrong way. Show me the one I could celebrate that's flipped properly. Show me the one that's just about to go either way. We're going to get this. We are going to get set free. Image is a surface thing. Look, when I had gastric bypass surgery 15 years ago, I went to a small group where they were going to help you talk about how you were recovering and what you were emotionally dealing with. And I remember one of the women, I had gone only twice in a broad span of time between them. And the one woman had lost a lot of weight. And by the time this meeting happened, she had gained her weight back. And I remember her saying she knew that her weight was such an issue because when she lost weight, men would open doors for her. She would go somewhere and they would make eye contact with her and they would open the door for her before she walked in. And she attributed that to her appearance. If that's you, if you think doors are only opening for you because of your appearance, I am here to tell you, you need your lights turned on and you need a lens change because that ain't true. And I remember sitting in that class going, wait, does anybody else buy this? Because at my biggest, people opened doors for me. I made eye contact with people. I could see they were making eye contact with me because I was looking at them. And I remember her saying, now that she's put weight back on, her biggest fear has come to be because nobody's making eye contact with her. Nobody's opening doors with her. I'm telling you right now, for a short season of time, when she felt good about herself, her magnets were flipped over and she was able to receive. And the second she stopped feeling good about herself, her magnets flipped back over and she was repelling anything good coming at her. Come on. We've all been there. We've all done that, where we're already pissed before there's anything to be pissed at, because we know somebody else is going to get the job because they're liked, or they're this, or they look like that. Or we already know because we didn't get asked to the prom and that guy didn't have the guts to date somebody big, that that person's going to hurt me. Look, this is a flip over problem. We got to get this. We got to get this. If I never went back to that class, to be very honest with you, because I knew that wasn't what I needed. That wasn't what I needed. I control the doors that are opening for me. I receive good things that come my way. And first off, yeah, there's a lot of things that don't come your way. And then who cares? That's your problem. It's not mine. You don't tell me when doors are going to open for me. Look, your door is voice activated. Start speaking the promises over your life. Start thinking, feeling, and believing what you say, and your door will open. Your door will open to your voice. So look, I just bless you to realize a lot of this, we have the power to change. We can deal with the idiots around us in a one-on-one coaching, or maybe in August, because we do give a lot of power to those people. And there are a lot of negative people in our life. But this part, and for the month of July, it's about us realizing, no, people didn't stop honoring because you looked different. You stopped receiving because you felt different. So I just bless you to find your magnet, find which brain needs flipped over, and let's get our doors open this month. All right. Thank you for joining me. Like and share 330 Media. We are all about helping you think your best, feel your best, and believe your best, so that you can do exactly what you were created to do and stop wasting time. I love you all. Thank you for joining. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. I want you to be on the show. If you have something to say, private message me. You can email me at 330live@gmail.com. Private message me on Facebook. But I will see you here next Thursday, and we're going to see what happens this week. Love you all. Have a great week.